I'm going to play you 3 sounds, and I want you to think to yourself if these sonorities would be at home in a Billboard Top 20 hit song. Sound number 1. Sound number 2. Sound number 3. If you're thinking, no, Addy, this is clearly pulled from Arnold Schoenberg's 1909 atonal piano composition, Drei Klavierstücke, you'd be dead wrong. These are songs you hear at McDonald's when you've been staring at the value menu too long and beginning to dissociate. All your surroundings and the other people in line start to drift further and further away, like little seagulls soaring into the red and yellow horizon. You want to go with them. But then you remember McDonald's is a place where people flock in from all around to get down to the rock and roll music. As suggested in this video's title, the 3 sounds I played for you actually do come from ubiquitous hit songs in which the vocal and the background instrumentation contain slight disagreements about what mode they're in. Moments in time which I have maliciously isolated from their context and placed into my musical test tubes for my own curiosity and gratification. I know you don't belong here. You want to go back home. I want you to go back home too. But we still have more experiments to get through, little buddy. Cheer up. You'll be fine. Sure, you made sense in the context of the song you came from, but my Western music theory-based education tells me you did something wrong. You were very bad. You broke the rules, and now you must suffer. Musical analysis. The pieces we'll be analyzing contain modal discrepancies. So here goes my super quick lazy boy definition of modes that should hopefully suit our purposes. Illustrated here in the key of C major, when we build melody exclusively from the C major scale, while the harmony changes to other diatonic chords, we've created a mode. A new relationship between the scale and its context is established, giving each mode its own unique color and mood. These are my personal colors, everyone has their own. They all have fancy Greek names too. It's kind of like placing the same person in a number of life scenarios. They may behave differently, and certain character traits of that person become exposed in a new light. Sound number 1. Seems like we have 2 separate 4-3 suspensions in B, but one's in Ionian, and one's in Lydian having a sharp 4. Let's unravel a bit more. Really? Wait a sec here. No, that can't be right. You see what's going on here? That's literally in the song. I am so sorry. Okay, this one requires some background. Garbage Truck. Originally released on the 1964 Simon & Garfunkel album Wednesday Morning 3 a.m. as the acoustic duo, this version failed to gain any real traction, although it did pick up some rotation on college radio stations. Producer Tom Wilson, one of the key purveyors of the folk rock explosion of the mid-1960s, was simultaneously experimenting with Bob Dylan on this sound when he had the idea to give the song another go by overdubbing a rock rhythm section to Simon & Garfunkel's original acoustic take without their knowledge or involvement, which is a pretty difficult thing to do. If you've ever tried adding drums and bass to an acoustic song with no click, you'll quickly see that quirks in the timing make it difficult to sync up to. You're essentially building a house from the top down. Which explains why some things always seemed a little iffy in the timing of the band on this recording. Anyways, in 1965, the version we know today was released as a single, and the rest, as they say, is history. One of the 2 session guitarists Tom Wilson brought in for overdubs, either Al Gorgoni or Vinnie Bell, added this little ostinato based on Simon's introductory finger-picking pattern, innocently adding a suspension here and there. No biggie, right? So what's a suspension? A suspension is a device used to create movement in a chord by raising one chord tone a step up the scale, usually resolving downwards. We have a 2-1 suspension, 4-3 suspension, the most common in what this song uses, and the 6-5 suspension. The modal discrepancy you're about to see lies between Artie's vocal and that suspension-driven electric guitar pattern in the first verse. The song is in the key of F sharp major, which necessitates an E sharp as our 7th tone, or D sharp minor, the relative minor where E sharp is the 2nd tone. Here's Artie's vocal with the electric guitar ostinato. I'm attempting to play them in their original octave. As you'll see, they start a good distance apart, but as the vocal rises into the guitar's register, my hands begin to crash together. Here's the key moment, when we hear B Ionian and B Lydian simultaneously, disagreeing on whether to use E or E sharp. On this B chord, the guitar is adding a sus 4-3 movement, which introduces the note E, coming from B Ionian, while the vocal, on the other hand, retains the E sharp from our original F sharp key for a B Lydian quality. They nearly get away with it on the first suspension, then they have a head-on collision in the second measure. Can we fix it? So let's fix the guitar ostinato so it matches the B Lydian mode of the vocal. I mean, sure, they certainly get along better now, but I kind of miss that spice of the E natural in the guitar. Let's do the other way. The vocal's going to match the guitar's B Ionian. Oh no, we can't do that. This is awful. I gotta get out of here. What's wrong is right. Sound number 2. There's an A natural falling to F with A flat in the bass. Could be A flat 13, flat 9. Yeah, that'd be nice. But wait, nah, this is a pop song. Give me some context here. Where does it go after that? Unraveling? You're kidding me. What is that? No doubt? In our boldest example of bimodality here, this song, which contrary to my intuition is not actually called Keep On Dancing, is called Hella Good, and it's off of No Doubt's 2001 album Rocksteady. This one's such a banger. I remember first hearing this when I went to Target with my mom when I was 10 or 11 years old, and I went to hang out by the CD section like I usually do, and the music video was playing on the stacked TVs in the back. They looked pretty cool, somebody had a mohawk, and that riff was fire. 20 or so years later, it's not much in circulation these days. I think I was washing dishes at a crummy restaurant job when someone's algorithmic robot DJ put this one on. I was like, oh hey, it's that song. But what's going on in the chorus? Is she really singing a natural ninth over that heavy-ass Phrygian riff? I had to go home and try it out. She was. The signature riff in this song comes from G Phrygian, which is a minor scale with a flatted second degree. It has this very dark, kind of foreboding sound. In the verse, Gwen Stefani's vocal melody stays within the G minor blues pentatonic scale, which has no second degree, so things are meshing well here. There's nothing to disagree on, yet. And we don't really run into any trouble until the chorus, when worlds collide. The vocal has an A natural in it, coming from the G Aeolian, or natural minor. While the riff continues in Phrygian, with its A flat. And neither of them are trying to hide it, they're almost flaunting their differences. Let's hear it again. And this riff, hell yeah. If we wanted to explain it, we could say that the notes come from the whole step, half step scale, referred to both as diminished scale or octatonic, 8 tones. But they probably just like the sound of it, and we should be okay with that. It sounds hella good in the chorus. Can we fix it? Alright, let's make the riff match the G Aeolian of the vocal. Okay, that sounds really dumb. I hate it. Other way around, let's do Phrygian in the vocal. Not really. It's certainly bluesier in a kind of sick, twisted, I want you to know I like Phrygian sort of way, but not very catchy. I do not recommend. What's wrong is right. Sound number 3. Appears to be a C minor triad with G flat in the bass. I cannot justify this. Oh, but that G slides up to A flat. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Looks like we have an A flat 7 with the 7th in the bass, the G flat. Going down, down. Oh, hey there, stranger. This is, of course, Goodbye Stranger from Supertramp's 1979 album, Breakfast in America. Our discrepancy is in the chorus, where the vocal is an A flat Ionian and relies heavily on the major 7th, G, while our descending bass line dabbles with Mixolydian, utilizing the flat 7th, G flat, on its second measure. Let's hear them together again. Listen for that momentary dissonance in the second measure when we hear both flat 7th and major 7th. It's sneaky, right? But it's not so unusual to have a major 7th rub against a dominant 7th. You'll see it everywhere in classical music. Chopin especially pulls this move all the time. He'll have a major 7th on top of a dominant 7th chord as a melodic appoggiatura. And he sometimes even makes the bold move of putting the major 7th in the bass when his use of pedal tone calls for it. Can we fix it? Alright, let's make the bass match the vocal's A-flat Ionian. Ugh, dumb, boring, sappy, awful. Okay, maybe the vocal can be sympathetic to the bass's A-flat Mixolydian. Maybe just for that one chord. Oh no. Once again, we've totally ruined melody for the sake of justifying our harmony. And once again, what's wrong is right. So that's all I got for now. Thanks for joining me on this ridiculous journey. I hope I haven't forever ruined any songs for you. I actually like them more now. It's kind of like finding little Easter eggs in this big wide world of theoretically safe pop music. And it's really fun for me, kind of liberating. So let me know in the comments if there's any other big ones that I've missed. Have a nice day.